Welcome to Fantastic Vision. Please subscribe us before you watch today's video. The term chip, often used in daily conversations, is actually a very broad concept. Chips can be further categorized into analog chips, digital chips, and hybrid chips. Analog chips primarily process continuous signals, while digital chips, including the familiar logic chips, memory chips, and processors, primarily process discrete signals. Hybrid chips combine the functions of both analog and digital chips. Analog chips are widely used in consumer electronics, automotive, industrial, and 5G applications, primarily performing operations such as collecting, amplifying, filtering, converting, and controlling continuous physical signals such as voltage, current, temperature, pressure, and light. Most analog chips are manufactured using mature processes, and their life cycles typically exceed 10 years. However, it's important not to assume that analog chips are less difficult to manufacture than digital chips. In fact, they are quite difficult, as the core of analog chips lies in signal conditioning and ensuring system stability. In the past, the global analog chip market was primarily dominated by U.S. companies. For example, Texas Instruments, TI, holds 15% to 20% of the global market share. Other companies, such as Analog Devices, ADI, and Silicon Labs, MPS, hold over 80% of the market share in China. However, the localization rate of analog chips in China is less than 20%, demonstrating China's heavy reliance on foreign manufacturers in this sector. Recently, relevant Chinese authorities launched an anti-dumping investigation into imported analog chips originating from the United States. The goal is to increase the substitution rate of domestic analog chips and reduce external reliance. In recent years, China's technological development has been rapid, with sectors like industrial and automotive experiencing rapid growth. This has led to a growing demand for analog chips, necessitating an over-reliance on U.S. companies. Furthermore, domestic analog chips are now of a fairly high standard. Chinese companies such as Xinbang, Siru-Pu, Nanochip, Zhuate, Xinpengwei, and Diawei have launched numerous mature and stable analog chip products. However, these companies have long faced significant competitive pressure due to the dumping of foreign products. In recent years, the breakthrough of domestic analog chips has quietly accelerated. Driven by both policy support and market demand, domestic companies are making comprehensive breakthroughs, from technological breakthroughs and ecosystem development to market penetration. Take power management chips as an example. JWATE's intelligent buck-boost chip has successfully penetrated the new energy vehicle supply chain, boasting conversion efficiency exceeding similar products from international manufacturers. Nanochip's high-precision sensor signal conditioning chip, with its plus or minus 0.1% temperature drift control accuracy, has opened a gap in import substitution in the industrial automation sector. Underlying this wave of substitution are innovative breakthroughs in R&D models. Unlike digital chips, which prioritize process iteration, analog chips rely more on accumulated design experience. Domestic manufacturers are adopting a reverse innovation strategy, reconstructing architectures by analyzing the pain points of end applications. For example, CyruPU integrates the RF front-end module with the signal chain to develop an all-in-one solution for 5G base stations, saving 30% PCB area compared to traditional discrete solutions. This scenario-defined chip approach is creating differentiated competitive advantages. Supply chain security concerns are further accelerating the substitution process. The purchasing director of a major home appliance company revealed that the domestic content rate of analog chips used in its air conditioner controllers has increased from 12% in 2020 to 58%. While T's lead time was as long as 52 weeks, Xingbang's similar products arrived in 48 hours. According to industry estimates, China's dependence on imports for power management chips will have fallen to 41% by 2023, a 23 percentage point decrease from 3 years ago. But the real challenge lies in breaking through ecosystem barriers. International giants have built a complete ecosystem encompassing EDA tools, IP libraries, and reference designs through decades of accumulation. Domestic companies are responding by forming groups. Xinpeng Micro and SMIC have established a joint BCD process laboratory, while Dio Micro is spearheading the development of the industry's first automotive-grade analog chip testing standards. This collaborative innovation across the industry chain is rewriting the old paradigm where a single breakthrough was difficult to achieve. Evidence of a reshaping of the market landscape is already emerging. Research data shows that in the mid- and low-end consumer electronics market, domestic analog chip market share has exceeded 35%. In the industrial control sector, it has reached 18% and is eroding the foreign market share by the 5th of August percentage points annually. As one brokerage analyst put it, when the replacement rate crosses the 30% threshold, it will trigger a qualitative shift in customer usage habits. This quiet chip revolution is redefining the global analog chip competition landscape. Now that large-scale substitution of domestic analog chips has begun, the market share of these domestic companies is expected to rise rapidly, and the US should be worried.